Hey everybody, happy Monday. It is Monday, January the 20th, and I am here to give you some guidance for your week ahead. I will be using the Guides of the Hidden Realms by Colette Baron-Reid for this reading today, and I'll be pulling two cards, so you just feel in if card 1 or 2 is calling you this week, or maybe both of them are, and you just need that extra guidance, then do that. Before I get started, just 2 announcements. So one, I'm going to be hosting a masterclass workshop at, I was going to say the end of the month, but February 1st. So basically, it's a Saturday, so it will be over Zoom, and it is all about manifesting and bringing in kind of the science and like the magic, the energy part of it into it. So having some of that tangible and then having this woo part that, Mandy and I kind of exist in, kind of bridging those two to, give you some tangible ways to start, creating what you want, manifesting what you want. And it'll be 2.5 hours, I think. Yes. And interactive. There'll be guided meditations. There'll be journaling, a whole bunch of stuff. So if you are interested, just you can comment on this video, manifest, and we will automatically send you some info on it. Or you can visit our website at Soulstar Energy Collective for more info. That's that. And then the only other thing is that my readings, my kind of reformed, changed readings, that is still being offered at the introductory price. That price will change come February 1st. So if you are interested in a soul guidance session, which is intuitive, it's an intuitive reading, but as well as in the session, it is very interactive and back and forth as I help you process and move through whatever you're needing to move through or have questions about. So yeah. I think that's it. Yeah. So I have connected prior to jumping on here. So did my grounding, did my cleansing, and then did my protection, and then called in who I needed to call in to open up my channel. So let's go with card 1. All the blessings everywhere. Gifts from the universe, synchronicity. Okay, let me feel into this. Okay, so I'm feeling, the message feels like there's a part of the message is around your mindset. So making sure to, it just kind of feels like there's this opportunity to kind of drop into a lower frequency mindset, and kind of gets bogged down and stuck in that energy of kind of the, where we're only kind of focusing on maybe the negative, like what's not working out versus what's working out. And so I just feel like this teeter-totter, it's kind of it's right there where it's you could sway either way. And so the spirit's really trying to kind of bring your awareness to this, so that you can kind of maybe keep that in the back of your mind as you go through this week, to just be mindful if you kind of see yourself kind of slipping into that more of the negative view, and how you can kind of bring yourself out of that is because obviously if things are if your day is shitty, like we're going to experience shitty things. And you are certainly not meant to constantly high vibing all the time. Absolutely not. But what can be helpful is, in this week, you might find that a bit of a challenge. So that's why they're bringing it up. And what can be helpful to kind of get you out of that rut is, looking at the small things that you're grateful for. So let's just say you are having a shitty day and you're finding your mindsets in that shitty day. And then this reading pops up where all of a sudden you're like, oh, wait a minute. Allison said I might go into this, have that awareness and then be like, okay, but I still feel shitty. But maybe at that point, then, think of 3 to 5 things that you're grateful for in this moment, and don't think too hard into it. It can be as simple as my coffee was perfection this morning. It doesn't have to be these grand things like, oh, I'm so thankful, for my family, and I'm so thankful, which is great. Yeah, you can have that too. But it doesn't have to be these grand things, but just things that really kind of help lighten your mood, and it's just going to help bring you up. And it also feels like this week that you could have signs and symbols from spirit coming in. And what they're saying is, depending on where your frequency is if you're going to be able to receive it. Do you know what I mean? So if spirit is trying to send you messages or trying to just give you or communicate with you, they can send signs like angel numbers, like repeating numbers, a feather on your walk, or, synchronicities in hearing the same message over and over. And so what they're saying is that based on where your frequency is at, based on where your consciousness, where your mood is at, is where you're going to be able to receive it or not. So if you're at a lower frequency and kind of stuck in maybe a mind loop, these synchronicities, these messages will just, walk right by and you won't even notice it. So, so then I'm kind of like, well, okay, cool. You're sending messages. What's the point of doing that? Do they need to hear it? And I'm just kind of receiving. It feels like there's something that maybe you've been asking about, or wondering about, or contemplating about, and wanting guidance on. And it feels like these messages or synchronicities are going to give you some clarification on that. So just being mindful, of your mood so that you are able to receive that message when it comes in. All right. Okay. Next card. Holding space for love, non-judgment, discernment, self-acceptance. Okay. So I keep hearing, it feels like your patience is going to be tested this week, or it's being tested. All right, so what's, okay. Let me just see. So if your patience being tested, what do they want to say in regards to that? So really, so they keep bringing me to the middle space. So when, and now they're bringing me to our podcast episode that we released last week. So triggers. Okay. So basically it feels like this week you, could be triggered, could not have the patience to handle that trigger. And wanting to talk about the tools to work through those triggers, or even the opportunities to understand why you're being triggered with whatever's coming forward, what's making you feel impatient, because there's an underlying energy that is creating that impatience or those triggers. So yeah, so I'm like, I really just, I feel like there's this underlying energy. So I don't know if you are moving through something, or you're frustrated with something, or there's something on your mind that is bothering you, and maybe you're trying to sort it out, but it's this kind of like energy behind that's kind of just, I wish I could just like project what I'm seeing or what I'm feeling, because it feels like, you know, you're going about your day, but there's something in the back of your mind, there's this frequency, this energy that has kind of got you preoccupied, and unsettled in a way. The energy feels unsettled, and then because that is there, it's going to, it's like your reserve for patience and your reserve for understanding is like lower, because that's taking up so much room and energy, and so you might find that you're kind of like quick to snap, or be triggered in things that maybe you wouldn't normally be, because of this kind of unsettled energy. So in my head, I'm like, okay, so what do you do with that? And so what they're kind of saying is it's like you need to set some time aside to pull whatever it is forward, to kind of like really face it, confront it, be honest with yourself, give it the time and space to really understand like where you want to go with. So let's just say it's a conflict in a relationship, any type of relationship, and it's like, okay, it's there, it's bothering you, bring it forward and be like, all right, so why is it bothering me? This is what's going on. What do I need to do to resolve this? Because it just kind of feels like this avoidance of facing it, because, who likes to face a challenge and, potentially have to have a hard conversation or whatever it is. Those are always hard to do and easy to avoid. But this energy that it's keeping you in is it's just taking up too much space, and it's affecting you more than I think maybe you realize. Really kind of, pulling this forward, realizing, and I think you already know what you need to do. It really feels like you already know what you need to do. You're just kind of like, I'm avoiding it. I don't want to do it. I get it. And so, understanding how this is affecting you, and really just kind of taking that space, taking some deep breaths, and that's how you're going to be able to release it and move through it. And I think even just coming to peace within yourself in regards to whatever it is, and where you kind of sit with it, and, and I think also part of it feels like, it's a form of self-love when you are honoring what you're feeling, and being authentic and showing up authentically. So it feels like maybe like right now you're kind of honoring somebody else, like you're kind of giving that over to somebody else, but you need to kind of take that love back and be like, actually, but this is what I need. So I'm going to put myself first and give what I need. And you can do that in a loving, beautiful way. Even if the other person's not going to want to hear it, you can still do that in a loving, beautiful way and honor yourself at the same time. All right. So I hope that resonates with you. And I hope you have a great week. See you later. Bye.